So in this video today, we're going to talk about a real simple drill to improve your ball striking. Now, visualization is a really strong thing that you can use with inside your practice. Quite often so, I'll get most of my students, and I've mentioned it to you guys as well, to when they're doing practice swings, try and get the club to strike closer towards your lead ankle line rather than the center of your stance. And the main reason for that is because it encourages you to do things that are going to improve your ball striking. This drill is going to be basically out of the same book. Now, you can do this one of two ways. The first way you can do it is you can use your golf towel, which is probably the most popular way that you're going to do it. Now, if you were to use your golf towel, you'd lay the golf towel on the floor and you'd position the golf ball about 2 club heads distance away. Okay, so we don't want to go too close like so, because well, it's going to be a little bit distracting. I think anything 2 club heads distance away is going to be enough of an idea to help you ensure that you're having qualities to strike more through the golf ball. I don't have my golf towel to hand, but what I do have is I have my Wedge Pro. Now, because my Wedge Pro has a slight incline on it, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move my golf ball slightly further forward so it's closer to 3 club heads distance away. Now, you can obviously mess around with the distance depending how you're getting on and how confident you are, but I think realistically that's a really good place to start. So you put that down on the floor, what's next? So I think the next thing that comes into play here is just your body movement in the backswing position. So the golfers that struggle with ball striking have a real tendency in the backswing to move off the ball. The head tends to move over too much towards the trail side and they end up sort of rotating their body too flat. From this type of position, it's going to be really difficult to recover and improve the quality of the strike. So what you want to do quite simply is just sort of put the club across your shoulders and just get the feeling that it's more like a tilting motion. So it's not even like a massive rotational motion, it's more like I'm sort of dropping my left shoulder down, or if you like, I'm allowing my trail shoulder to move back up and behind me. Doing this quite simply, what it does is it allows you to obviously trigger rotation, but what it also does is it means your head can stay very still and focused, if you like, on the golf ball. I think that's a key thing. If you're sort of moving this way, then you're going to really struggle. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to obviously put your golf ball down and just do a few little practice swings where you're allowing the shoulders to drop, concentrating on obviously keeping your head nice and still. And then from there, once you get that sort of feeling, you can obviously start to do some practice swings, getting that same sense of that shoulder move. And then similar to what I'm doing here, see the way I'm allowing that club to strike pretty close towards my inclined playing board there. And that's the first thing that's going to improve the quality of the contact. If you start to work on that, and you're still noticing that you're doing better in terms of the shoulder move, but the club is still coming down a little bit too close towards your towel, then this is the second thing you need to do. So once your pivot is improved, or you're going to practice improving your pivot and you understand you're moving too much this way and you can start to move more this way, then there is still one other cause that could make your contact really poor, and that is your trail arm. So what should happen in the downswing is that if you focus on my upper arm for a moment, see the way my upper arm moves towards the side of my body as I allow my trail arm to come down as well, right? So my sort of forearm and my triceps. So see the tricep moves to the side of me as I also allow this arm to straighten. Now what happens with most golfers is as they sort of pull the club down, can you see the way that I'm pulling the forearm down and my upper arm gets stuck to the side of my, gets left out to the side of my body like so. Now what this does, and this type of motion, is it kind of means that the hands are going to end up really high. See, if I now move my upper arm to the side of my body, see how much more lower my hands are, and if my hands are in this type of position, then the club's going to be able to drop down and give me a good contact on the back of the ball. If I'm somebody who moves with more of a tendency, where I tend to sort of pull the club like so, my upper arm is stuck towards the side of my body, well then that club is going to be coming down way too early, most likely going to hit your towel or your incline wedge, similar to what I was kind of demonstrating earlier. So those are the kind of most common things that you want to work on. You want to work on ensuring that in the backswing you keep that pivot so you get yourself nice and centered, and then as you start the downswing you want to allow that upper arm to move to the side of the body. If you can advance that in such a fashion where you also allow a little bit of weight to progress onto the lead side, then what you're going to be doing is you're really going to be shifting the low point further forward. So not only is the club going to be striking down roughly in the centre of the stance, avoiding contact with the towel, which is a massive plus, but you're also going to find the way the club would probably continue to strike closer towards your lead ankle line, which is similar to the position you'd want, particularly with your irons, to really control club face stability as well. So check out your pivot. Also check out that you're moving correctly, and what you could also do is check out this video here as well, because this video I talk about exactly the type of movements that are required to ensure that you drop the shoulder correctly. See you soon.